It's such a cute little flower. Welcome back. Do you like the idea of what your name would look like in a granny square? Well, today again, we are going to delve into that whole idea with Sammie's granny square. I'm really excited to do hers today with you guys, and I really hope you hang out and stick around and check it out and see how it goes. Welcome. I am Kristen, and this is Enchanted Yarnworks. If this is your first time here, I'm super excited that you came, and I'm happy to see you. I hope you'll stick around and check out this fun video for Sammie's Granny Square. If you are not already subscribed, please consider doing so and clicking that notification bell to make sure you get all the notifications when my videos come out and when I go live. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on Sammie's Granny Square. Okay, let's get started on Sammie's Granny Square. So we have 3 colors, and they are going to be worked interchangeably. So it's not like a block of one color and a block of another color and a block of another color, and that's it. They're actually kind of go back and forth, which is really kind of fun. So I'm using Stylecraft Special DK, as you guys know, I'm sure by now. This is one of my favorite yarns to work with, and especially work with in this type of creative capacity, because they have so many colors and it's just easy to work with all those colors as well. So the first color we are using is Sherbet, however you want to say it. It is kind of like this bright-ish blue color, not quite a turquoise, but it's going to blend wonderfully with gray. Now, don't be confused with dark gray or light gray or warm gray or charcoal gray or graphite gray, because this is a different gray. Yes, Stylecraft has, I think, all but charcoal gray. Maybe they have charcoal. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And then we are also using Pomegranate, which is this lovely pink color. So all of these are going to flow so nicely. Yes, these are very bright, but adding this darker gray in definitely is going to give it an entirely different idea than you would think. So pretty. I am using a 4mm hook. This is a Clover Amour. I have it linked down below. And here is my trusty accessory pouch that I have the pattern for that on Pinterest linked down below. This is not my pattern, but I have been asked to share where this came from, so it's down there forever in the description box. Trusty pair of scissors. I picked up a couple of these in sets on Amazon. Those are linked as well. They have different color variations that you can get. So if you don't like pink, that's okay. They have like yellow and black and gray and orange. And then my forever used tin of needles. So these are here. I love them. All that is linked down below. If you're wondering what in the world is this stuff around my caked yarns, because Stylecraft does not come caked. It comes in skeins. I like to cake them and put this thread saver over them. This is just like a plastic nylon webbing that is actually used for large cones of sewing thread or embroidery thread to keep that from coming unraveled. So I discovered somebody years ago, I believe on Instagram, who does the same thing, and I was like, that's genius. I'm sorry I don't remember who that was, otherwise I would link their video down below to give them credit, but my sincerest apologies, I do not remember who that is. Those are linked down below as well, with my yarn winder in case you're looking for one, because I don't know, I absolutely love my Stanwood yarn winder. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Disclaimer though, everything that I do link down below, I am an associate for, so I will get a thank you gift back from Amazon, or if you go to Lovecrafts and purchased any of this yarn, I will get a little thank you from them as well. Don't worry, they're not upcharging you. You're not going to pay anything extra. They're just giving me a little thank you commission. So if you choose to go that route, I will personally say thank you in advance for that. If you don't want to go that route, I'm not upset. It's okay. So let's go to get started for Sammie's Granny Square. Let's move this aside real quick. So we're going to start out, we're doing mostly single crochets, double crochets. There is a 4 and 5 double crochet bobble stitch in here. So there's just a lot of texture going on, which is a lot of fun. So we are going to start with color B, which is the gray color. Okay. And that is going to start us off and get everything ready to pop. Great. So I do have my notes over here with my written pattern. In case you're wondering what I'm doing over here in this corner, I'm checking my notes. So we're going to start with a magic ring. You can do the chain 4 slip stitch method if you would like, whatever works for your comfort level. For the magic ring, if you have not done this before, you have your short tail hanging here in the front, and you're going to wrap it around 2 fingers. Some people do 3, some people do 1. I like to do 2. It just gives me a channel right there, and then I don't waste a lot of yarn with 3 or 4 fingers. Do what works for you. I kind of grab that there with my pinky and hold on to it. I'm going to go underneath this bottom yarn here. I'm going to hook that top yarn, pull it around, and then we're going to do a chain right there, and that secures that ring so nicely, as you can see. Now you can work with putting your ring finger in the middle there to kind of give you stability so it doesn't get loopy and flop around. So now we need to, as we're doing double crochet center, we need to chain 3 for our first. It's going to count as our first double crochet, excuse me, and we are doing 11 more. So we need a total of 12 double crochets. Okay, so that's going to count as 2 because this is our first. And here's 3. And there's our total of 12. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, like so. We're going to fasten this off because we are changing colors to color A, which is our pomegranate. Get my scissors and my yarn needle. Now I'm not putting that away because I will be needing that again, that gray color. Okie dokie. Now we are working with pomegranate to build our next spot. Now this says join color A in any, which is pomegranate, in any stitch, and do a single crochet, 4 double crochet bobble stitch, and a single crochet in the first stitch. I am going to do a standing single crochet. So it's, you just go straight in like so with the loop on your hook and make a single crochet, just like that. Now the 4 double crochet bobble stitch is yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. That's 1 time. Yarn over and pull through 2. There's our first one. And we're going to do this 4 times. So 3 more. So 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now we yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on the hook right here. And we chain 1 to close it up. And now we have to single crochet in that same space, like so. And now that kind of pulls it to the front. So all you have to do is whoop, kick that bobble to the back, like so. All right. Now we're going to skip a stitch and repeat. So we're going to do this 6 times total. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. There'll be 5 hook loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through, and chain to seal it up. And then a single crochet in the same stitch. Now you can wait and flip those around when we get through, which I think I'll do for the rest. Skip 1 and repeat. Single crochet, and then our 4 double crochet bobble. So this is what we're going to do around, and it will give us 6 total bobbles. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, and we are joining with a slip stitch to that first single crochet that we did. And then we get to fasten this off. And I haven't flipped these around yet. I'm about to do so. But doesn't that really kind of cute? With a little bit of the flower pattern. It does help to use the end of your crochet hook sometimes. Makes it easier than me trying to get my fingernails in there. But you know. So we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's such a cute little flower. Okay, let's start with the next round. We are going back to color B, which is gray. And we need to start with a standing double crochet. You can do a chain 3 if you like. As you may know, I like to do the standing stitches. So we are starting our corner and it says to any bobble stitch. So we're going to go right here and start this. It helps to hold on to that so that it doesn't twist, just like you saw it do. I just let go, unfortunately. Now we're doing a corner, so we are going to do 3 total double crochets. Now if you did the chain 3, then that would count as your first. And a chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So this is our first corner. Okay, so we finished our corner. So now we are utilizing the top stitch here, the closing of the bobble. So we are doing 2 double crochets next, 1 here, and then 1 in our next stitch, 2, and now a half double here in the middle, and then 2 more double crochets. So 1 here, beginning of the bobble, and then the second one is going to land in the closing top stitch, like so. Okay, and then we start it over. Now we have our corner, double crochet 3, chain 2, double crochet 3, and now 2 double crochets, 1, using the top of the bobble stitch, 2, a half double, and then 2 more double crochets. All right, now a corner. This corner lands in that closing stitch of that bobble. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. Right. Now we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, a half double, double, and double in the top here. There we go. There's 3 of our corners. Now we are doing our last corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. Now we have 2 double crochets. We're doing our last side. A half double, and 2 more doubles. I'm going to grab this tail a little bit just to kind of start the weaving in process. And now we are going to slip stitch in the first. And here we are. I think that is super cute. Okay. Let's tie this off because we have to change colors. Now we're going to be working with the next color, which is color C. And it's that cute, cute blue color. Okay, dokie. Color C. We are going to be building another round here. Going to be super cute. So we're working with double crochets. So we're going to do a standing double crochet into a corner space. So we need 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 more. So we have our corner. We're going to work a double crochet in that invisible stitch right there for our first stitch, skipping 1. And we're going to work this just like we did down here with a single crochet, a 4 double crochet bobble, 1, 2, 3, 4, bring that together. I am not going to do that chain stitch because I kind of want it to pop out some more, and that chain stitch just, I don't know. And then our single crochet, and let that pop. Now we're skipping the next and doing 3 double crochets. If you're wondering why we're skipping on each side of our bobble stitch, that is because I want that stitch to pop. I don't want any interference, making it wonky and weird with stitches on both sides. Trust me, it will work itself out. So we're skipping single crochet, 4 double crochet bobble, no chain, single crochet in the same space, and then skip 1 and double crochet in the next. I will pop that back out here once we get around. Now our corner, standard corner of 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then continue to repeat what we did on this side. 1 double crochet in that invisible stitch right here, skip 1, single crochet for bobble, yarn over, pull through, do not chain again, single crochet in that same stitch, skip 1, double crochet 3, skip 1, single crochet, 4 double crochet bobble, do not chain, and single crochet, skip 1, double crochet before the corner, and then work into the corner. I'm going to pop these guys to the front. And continue around. So here we are all the way around. I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch and fasten this off. And then we will be working with our last color, which we are going back to gray. Okay, so I know it looks weird and wobbly, but what's going to happen is we are going to work a stitch around the bobble in the next round, and it is going to straighten it off. It's going to be cute. All right. We are back to our color B, which is gray. And we are starting in the corner with standing double crochet. We are making our corners. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets again. Now is where we are going to start going down the side. And we are going to first work into the invisible stitch. Whoops. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4. Now 5 is going to go behind our bobble stitch, like so. So that's number 5. And then we have 3 in between. And then we're doing another behind. Like so. And then we should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the end before we get to our corner. There we go. So that kind of pulls that together, makes it straight, not so wonky. Let's do our corner and then we'll show you the next side again. So 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Now 4 double crochets working in that first hidden stitch. Our 5th works behind that bobble stitch. And then we have 3 in between. Next is behind. And then 4 more to the end. Okay, and you will continue that around with our corners. Right, there's our last 4 of that last round. So we're going to slip stitch into here. Here's how it is looking thus far, before blocking or anything. I think it's kind of cute. Need to pop these guys back in a little bit. They're kind of falling because I'm squishing them. So our last round is just single crochets all the way around. So we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and then single crochet to our corner. And then our corner is a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. And now we just go all the way around. Make sure you get that corner correct, and this will be it. Okay, we are here and ready to block as requested. So as I do in all of my videos, I am using one of the 9 blocks from my Knit IQ blocking mats. They come in a set of 9. They are 12-inch squares. Now I'm really sad though because everywhere I've looked it says they're unavailable. So I don't know. Use what works for you. Find something for blocking that works for you. Hopefully they'll come back available soon. So just going to take my pins, put them in a corner. Now this looks like it is going to be 5 inches because 4 would be kind of short here. So I'm going to stretch it a bit to 5. Now it is kind of stretched. We'll see how this works. I'm going to put 2 on each side. We shall see what happens. 5 might be a bit much. I might need to make it a little smaller and do 4.5, but I want to kind of lay this out first and see where it gets us. And looks like I need one more pin. And I don't know where my pins are. So we're just going to have to make this work somehow. So far you can see I'm just stretching it a bit without even steaming it yet. Let's go down to 4.5. We just might need to go to 4.5. These seem a little unhappy at 5. I don't want to overstretch the fibers. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so next up is I will just lift these up a little bit because I like to allow that steam and that warm air to flow underneath, as you can see. So let me go ahead and get my iron. Now I'm using just a general clothing iron. Turn it on there. Not using a steamer. Don't have one. But what I do is I use the steam function setting on the iron with my acrylic yarn. Now, if you're going to be using natural fibers like cottons or wool, you're going to want to do this differently. This is for acrylic yarns, okay? I don't touch this iron to the fabric. I just steam it over. Let's see if it's ready. Yep, just like that. Steam it over just like this. Might got a little steamy on the camera there, but I'm going to let it do its thing. And it starts to kind of drop down when it's ready, when those fibers have relaxed enough. There it goes. Okay, there it is. I don't know, you can't tell right now, but if you look at this angle, you see it's kind of fallen in the middle. I'm just going to do this just a little bit in the center area, because I know that's not being stretched the same as the outer stitches are. Just kind of want to even that out. Get less stressed on the outside. Okay, let that sit for just a moment. Now you could leave it on here and let it fully dry on here. I kind of want to take it off personally because I don't want that moisture sitting behind the square, because that'll take longer to dry then. Okay, so here we go, as we see. And here's the back side. These colors are so pretty together. I would have never thought to put them together. I am going to kind of pop these out just a little bit more. But isn't this such a pretty square? I think Sammie's squares are really nice. There we go. See, now it's nice and relaxed. It's not so tense after it's been steamed. And that's how I block them. And see how long that takes? It does not take long at all. This is pretty much about dry now because I used that really quick steam and I didn't soak it. With acrylic yarn, you can do that. And I think that's actually the best way to block acrylic yarn, is to just steam it. Because those fibers are, kind of plastic, so they need to be warmed a little bit. And then, but with your natural fibers, they may shrink and you don't want that to happen. So you definitely want to do the soaking and blocking and letting it sit out to dry method with your natural fibers, especially like your wools and your cottons. So I hope you like this one. Sammie, I hope you like your lovely square. And I'm going to go ahead and clean everything else up, and I'll see you in just a moment. Super, super fun. I hope you enjoyed this one. Sammie, I hope this one hit the mark with you and it was top tier. I know it was for me. So if you would like your name to be created in a fun granny square, go ahead and put your name down in the comments below, and I will definitely put you on the list and get that going here in my lovely little workspace. So I want to say thanks for hanging out with me today. If you are not already subscribed, please do so you will be notified when my next videos come out. And if it's your granny square, it might be your video that comes out. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and feel free to share. Anyways, I want to say thank you again for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.